Traditional football stats like shots are completely outdated in 2020 and not usable in sports betting anymore. Professional bettors who earn a lot of money with sports betting prefer to use advanced football metrics. One of them is expected goals. People who set XG into their betting models getting far ahead over people who keep using outdated stats. In this video, I will show you why XG is such a powerful tool for sports betting and will tell you about the advantages and disadvantages of traditional and XG stats. So what is the main disadvantage of traditional football stats? First of all, stats like shots couldn't give you the full picture of a game. Traditional football statistics count each shot in every match as a unit. So the shot from the few meters in empty net is equal to the shot from the 40 meters. They both counted as a unit. When you try to use expected goals for match analysis at least once, you will clear why traditional football stats like shots is useless and outdated. Let's review two shots for comparison. So in the first moment, the player makes a shot from a long distance. Also, there is a defensive wall in front of the player. It's hard to score a goal from this distance, but traditional football stats doesn't take it into account and considers this shot as a unit. Let's review one more shot. In this video, players scored the goal from the few meters. These kind of shots are completely opposite. The player makes a shot from the few meters and the goals are empty. Actually, it's hard to miss from this spot. But traditional statistics doesn't care about distance and other stuff and just equates this shot to the shots from the previous video, also considering this shot as a unit. Generally, we have two teams. Each team has made a shot, but in first case, the team made a shot from 40 meters, and in the second case, this distance is only 2 meters. But in traditional football stats, both shots are equal and recorded as 1-1. So you get the point. It's rather weird that some people still keep using outdated stats and even try to make bets based on those stats. When one team makes 5 shots during the match and other team also makes 5 shots, you might think that the game was tied. But how do you know that? What if home team has made 5 shots from the few meters to the goals and away team has made 5 non-dangerous shots from 40 meters? This is just an example, but the fact is that traditional football stats will never show you the real picture of a game. There is no reason to use traditional football stats, because we have better kind of stats, expected goals. You can easily get rid of this problem using expected goals, which is completely opposite to the shots. XG turns each shot into probabilities, and you can see the value of each shot. Let's go back to our previous video examples. Expected goals evaluates the first shot as 0.01 XG and second as 0.98 XG. Now it's much better, right? XG can give you a lot of information about the shot. You can use expected goals metric to clear the real level of a team. You can figure out which team runs lucky and which teams is unlucky. In sports betting, expected goals helps you to find overestimated and underestimated teams. Many professional bettors develop their betting models with XG and earn $1 million on football betting. Pay attention that only our XG stats from Expected Score website takes into account the position of goalkeeper and defenders. Other sites just use shop maps, but we don't. Our statisticians who work in our team watch every game and make notes about each shot. They look at every shot from different angles. Each statistician from our team watch more than 100 games from different championships per week. They insert all the information about the shots into our database, and then the neural net gives to each shot the XG value, exact number that represents probability to score a goal. That's why our expected goals metric is the most accurate in the world. We're professional sports bettors. We don't use expected goals for fun. We use it to make money. That's why we put huge effort and spent more than 3 years and finally built the most accurate expected goals model. Now I will show you the proof that expected goals metric is better than shots. We have an Excel table with data for English Premier League 2080-2090. There are several metrics here: expected goals, shot statistics, and goals for English Premier League 2080-2090. Let's clear how did the shots correlate with the goals. Build a diagram based on shots and goals. As you can see, all the dots in this diagram arranged rather far from each other. Now let's draw the trend line between those dots, which should show us the correlation ratio. So our correlation ratio is 0.83. According to the Cheddak scale, the more close the ratio to a unit, the more closer the correlative connection is. Let's clear how did expected goals from our site expectedscore.com correlates with the goals. Build a new diagram based on expected goals and goals. As you can see, in this case our dots arranged much closer to each other. The correlation ratio is 0.98, and this number is much closer to a unit than ratio for shots and goals. So you can see that the connections between expected goals and goals is much more close than the connections between shots and goals. Now let's compare expected goals and shots using our website again. Open a match, for example a match from the 22nd day of Scotland Championship. Pay attention that only our website represents almost all championships, even Armenian, Icelandic, Moroccan, Scottish, and many other unpopular championships. Why this is so important? Because the great number of championships can give you huge advantage over the other bettors who have no idea what's going on in those leagues. Just imagine the advantage that you can take in the small markets using such a powerful tool as expected goals. Choose the match between St. Johnstone and Livingston. We can see that St. Johnstone gained almost 3 times more expected goals than Livingston. Here is St. Johnstone's moment valued as 0.93 xg. In this moment the goals are empty. It's only a few meters from the goals. The most dangerous moment made by Livingston. It's a shot valued as 0.15 xg after the corner. Earlier, Livingston has made one more shot valued as 0.08 xg. The other shots were made from the huge distance or from the spots where the probability to score the goal is extremely low. Due to the information that we know from expected goals, we can make a conclusion. St. Johnstone won this match because the moments which were made by this team have the higher xg value. But what if we don't use expected goals and the only information that we have is traditional shot metric? As you can see, in traditional stats the score is 9-8. Livingston has made only one shot less than St. Johnstone. So according to the traditional stats, St. Johnstone was almost equal to Livingston. But only those people who watch the whole game and those who use XG statistics from our website know the real picture of this game. They know that St. Johnstone was much better in this game and has created more dangerous moments. There are plenty matches from unpopular championships where you can't know which team has outperformed her rival and played much better, created more dangerous moments. But XG statistics from our site can help you with this problem. Only in a few clicks, you will get the whole information about any game that you won. This is the main advantage of expected goals. There is no need to watch matches and check all the highlights from the match. This is our duty. You can see hundreds and thousands matches per day using expected goals and can develop your own betting models. Traditional statistics is really outdated. It's impossible to develop betting model based on traditional stats. Expected goals is a perfect tool for professional bettors who prefer to work with data and numbers. You can earn money with sports betting using expected goals. Visit our website and get the access to the most accurate XG in the world.